Welcome to Oaks pregame, everybody, along with Jonah Malkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks and the Foresters duking it out for the second time in the last 2 days. Jonah, the Oaks coming off a big win yesterday. The Foresters coming off a big loss against the Oaks on the 4th of July back in Pershing Park. Now back in the friendly confines of beautiful Sparky Anderson Field. You see on your camera there. The Oaks are now 3-0 against the Foresters in this season. They're a game now, or actually half a game back of first place, making today's game even more important. The Oaks won 3-1 yesterday and really held the Foresters' offense at bay, but they only put up 5 hits themselves. So it's a little bit of give and take. Do you think that that's a recipe for success again today? Or is there something else the Oaks need to do to make sure that the Foresters don't score runs and win?
Well, the first thing, it seems like there's a different recipe every single time these two teams play. You look at yesterday, and the thing that jumps out to me is the pitching. Coach Lee's only needed 3 pitchers, and each one of them played exceptionally well, starting from the top with Theron Kay, set the tone early. He just gave up 1 run on 3 hits, and then Jackson Simonsgard came in, and he was sensational. 6 strikeouts. I made a comment looking like a new Clayton Kershaw. He was phenomenal on the mound, the southpaw, and then obviously Robbie Medell does his thing. But I think the one thing that you see that's consistent every time the Oaks play the Foresters is their focus. And what I mean is specifically the infield and the outfield. No errors yesterday and only 2 the last 2 times these two teams played. So what that tells me is these teams are locked in, and especially the Oaks, every time they play the Foresters, they control the things that they can control. And if they can do that, then we'll see how the rest of the game plays out.
Jackson Simonsgard said that the Oaks play up to the competition that they play. They lost 16-3 last Saturday. They lost on Sunday 8-7. They had a day off and bounced back against the Foresters, which is seemingly the motif this season. They were on a 3-game losing streak before beating the Foresters at the end of June. This is the 4th of 6 games, a very important game, Jonah. For head coach David Solis and company, you talk about errors. That has been a positive for them the last couple of games. They only had 1 against the Halos back on Sunday. They had none yesterday. So I think the feeling has been cleaned up a little bit, and that's really helped the offense as well, because they don't have to look up and see, wow, we're down 4 runs due to errors. You know, they only gave 1 run yesterday. It was unearned, or actually was earned, but it should have been unearned because, you know, home scoring regardless. So overall for the Oaks, I think the confidence is looking a lot better as of late, and especially against the Foresters.
And the other thing that you have to keep in mind is the catchers for the Oaks have been sensational recently at preventing the number of balls that are getting past them. What happened yesterday, the Foresters, they had 5 wild pitches that translate into Oaks being able to advance into onto second base as well as third base. We saw Milo Beam came home because of a wild pitch and then a bunt, and is able to come home. So what that tells you is it's all about preventing the number of errors you have and limiting that number, because ultimately both these two teams are great, and it's going to come down to small details, and whoever can win that details game. We've seen Oaks now 3-0 against them.
Yeah. Oaks 3-0 against the Foresters. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the national anthem, starting lineups, and of course your first pitch. You're watching Oaks and Foresters on KDTV. He's Jonah Malkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Happy to be with you on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon from Sparky Anderson Field. We'll be right back. Back here at Sparky Anderson Field, Jonathan Rifkin, Jonah Malkin. Oaks pregame just about to wrap up. We're going to send it to our PA announcer, Chris Ruffinelli, for the playing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly rise and remove your hats for the play in the national anthem. Joining your Oaks today are our guests, the SoCal Sharks.
Beautiful rendition, as always, of our nation's anthem right here at Sparky Anderson Field. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks baseball on KDTV. Foresters and the Oaks duking it out in a historical rivalry for the 4th time of 6 this season. Let's get to the starting lineup. First for the visiting Santa Barbara Foresters, headed under Yankees scout and head coach Bill Pintard in his 22nd year with the team, inching ever closer to 900 CCL wins. Coming in at 16-9, 14-8 in the CCL, and only a game and a half up in first place. Austin Todd will lead things off for the Foresters from the University of Texas out in center field. Hank Lafort from Cal State Fullerton over at second base behind him. Josh Young in the third spot, playing third base from Texas Tech. David Clausen is the cleanup man in today's lineup. DHing from BYU, Luke Ritter, playing left field from Wichita State, is in the fifth spot. Chandler Bankston, playing first base from Columbia, is behind him in the sixth spot. Zach Humphreys occupies the seventh spot, catching from Texas Christian University. Walker Grisanti behind him. Out in right field from Vanderbilt, and to round out the Foresters' order, Jimmy Galuski playing shortstop from West Virginia. On the mound will be Evan Lee from the University of Arkansas, playing second base in yesterday's game, but today pitching for the Foresters. The Oaks field, DJ Miller out in center field from Ole Miss. Jason Oliver from Cal State Bakersfield in right field batting second. Max Weinstein playing second base from Cal Lutheran is in the three spot. Brandon Lewis cleaning things up for the Oaks out at first base from L.A. Pierce Junior College. Grant Mayu behind him at third base from San Diego State. Chase Cockrell's in the sixth spot, DHing today's game from Ole Miss. Jordan McFarland out in the left from the University of Arkansas is behind him. Zane Williams is in the eighth spot from Texas Tech University, catching in today's game. And to round out the Oaks order, Sam Shakin from Valparaiso will be in the ninth spot playing shortstop from Chatsworth. On the mound for the Oaks, getting his fifth start of the season, is Kenny Johnson from Cal State University Bakersfield. As you see the throw from Williams behind the plate, go over to second, and we are now ready for some baseball. Austin Todd going to set things off here for the Foresters in yesterday's game. He led off and went 0 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, a fly-out, and a ground out. Oaks won 3-1 on the 4th of July. Their second time in as many years that the Oaks have beaten the Foresters on the 4th of July. Austin Todd steps in. Johnson kicks and fires. So one away here for the Foresters. 0-1 count to Hank Lafort from Cal State Fullerton, where he batted .247 this past season. 0-1 pitch is slapped towards third and grabbed out of the air by Mayu for out number 2. So Johnson able to get Austin Todd to pop out to short, and Hank Lafort to line out to third. And now Joshua Young will step in for the Foresters. He gave the Oaks fits yesterday, has ended up going 2 for 3 with a walk, a double, a single, and he struck out. But he was stranded on base all three times that he was there. The only guy to come around and score was Evan Lee, who's pitching in today's game for the Foresters. Coming set is Young in the batter's box. Johnson deals inside for ball 1. As Jonah mentioned, Johnson has struggled a bit on the season, in the last couple of starts, I should say. He got the no decision against the Halos in that loss. Joe Torres, or actually, excuse me, in that win when Joe Torres got the win. 1-0 pitch fired in. It's slapped at and missed for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Oaks in their baby blue uniforms with white pants. White letters on the front outlined by navy blue, and navy blue letters on the back. Foresters in their deep reds. Blue letters on the front outlined by white, and blue numbers on the back outlined by white with gray pants. 1-1 pitch is hit towards right. Running back on it is Oliver, and he'll make the catch at the warning track for out number 3. Foresters go down in order here at the beginning of the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through half an inning from Sparky Anderson Field. No score, but the Oaks look to change that in the bottom of the inning. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. DJ Miller will lead things off here. Welcome back, everybody, for the Oaks in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 our score as the Ole Miss running Rebel will step in. Evan Lee on the mound as he fires the first pitch low and inside to Miller for ball 1. Lee got to start yesterday at second base. Check that. He got to start in right field, actually, for the Foresters. On the mound today, 1-0 pitch, runs inside and low once again. 2-0 now. Miller, one of 5 Oaks players to be selected to this year's CCL All-Star team. The official roster has not been announced to, or has not been released to the public, but we have it as the 2-0 pitch has popped up towards shallow right field. Grisanti and Lafort both running in on it, and Lafort at second base will make the catch. So we can tell you, though, all 5 of the guys who made it from the Oaks, along with DJ Miller, Max Weinstein made it, Robbie Medell and Evan McMillan, the 2 pitchers, made it, and Juan Gonzalez made it at catcher. And guess who's the head coach? None other than Oaks head coach, Coach David Solis. His first time as the head coach for the All-Star team as Oliver steps in and takes a pitch outside for ball 1. So a big congratulations to head coach Solis and all the 5 Oaks who made it. And he deserves it. 11 years with the team, 6 as head coach, 1-0 pitch, cut on a miss for strike 1. And he is going to take that All-Star team and do the best he can with it. Southpaw faces a 1-1 count, deals upstairs for ball 2.
It's not the most difficult job given you're playing. You have the luxury of a number of extremely talented players, but I know Solis will relish this moment.
2-1 pitch, fouled back against the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and he had the biggest smile when we walked up to him and gave him a congratulations. He really deserves it. He has been a phenomenal coach. He really took this team to the top, and They lost in the championship to the Foresters, but now only a half a game back, but a better overall record. 2-2 pitch, runs outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Oliver, showing patience here. Yesterday was the offensive player in the game. He had 2 RBIs, went 1 for 3 with a single. Hit that home run against the Halos a couple of days ago. Payoff pitch from Lee, slapped foul towards the Oaks bench. And we'll do it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Not to mention for Salise, it can't come any sweeter than against their rival and Coach Bill Pintard, who's gotten the nod practically every single year to be the head coach of the All-Star team.
3-2 pitch once again is hit to right center field. Running back on it is Grisanti, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Nice catch from the speedy right fielder. Lay the land here for you for the Foresters. Out and right is Walker Grisanti, and center's Austin Todd, Luke Ritter in left, Chandler Bankston at first, Hake LaFord at second, Jimmy Galuski's at short, Josh Young at third, Zach Humphreys behind the dish, and Evan Lee on the mound. 2 away here, bottom of the first, no scores. Max Weinstein, one of 3 Division III players to make it to the CCL All-Star game, will step in his second year on the team. He was the only Division III player last year to make it. 0-0 pitch, runs inside for ball 1. The other two Division III players to make it, Sam Curtis from the Auburn team up in Northern California, from William and Jessup, and then also the Sonoma, is the 1-0 pitch is hit towards left center field, running back on his Ritter. That's going to drop, go back to the wall. Rounding first and going to second is Weinstein, and he'll be in with a 2-out stand-up double. By the way, Matt McGollin is the other Division III player to make it. He goes to Chapman. So right there you see why Weinstein was selected to the All-Star team. 2-out extra base hit, and he is unbelievable, leading the team in batting average, and now first on the team in doubles as well.
Not to mention also first in the team in base hits in 2-out situations. He proves day in and day out why he deserves to make this All-Star team and why he's one of the most clutch batters in the CCL and for the Oaks.
Brandon Lewis steps in, runner on second, 2 away. Lee deals at the knees for ball number 1, low pitch. Umpire Doug didn't like it. Lewis from LA Pierce Junior College batted .419 this past season. Had 23 home runs as well as the righty steps back in. He was committed to CSUN, but decommitted a couple weeks ago. Lee checks down runner at second and fires the 1-0 pitch. Slapped foul, out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away now. On deck, Grant Mayu in the hole, Chase Cockrell, should we get that far? Halfway through the season already, game number 26 for both these teams, and quite a ride it has been. Oaks will be in La Mirada tomorrow at Biola University to take on the SoCal Catch. Lee checks Weinstein at second and fires the 1-1 pitch, slapped foul again. Lewis is behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. On Friday, we'll be back home in an interleague game against the Ventura County Pirates. Saturday in Pasadena for a 1:10 start against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And then on Sunday, capping off the week, the Oaks will be home against the Ventura Halos. Every game can be watched right here on YouTube and KDTV. Lee deals the 1-2. Once again, fouled back against the screen. So for the 3rd straight time, Lewis is facing a 1-2 count. He's done a good job, though, fighting off these pitches to stay alive. Lee with a fastball, a changeup, a slider, and a curveball, but has a very nice pop to that fastball, 91-92 on the gun. Had a 3.6 ERA this past season with the Razorbacks. 1-2 pitch is a curveball. Chopped towards the Oaks dugout once again. So for 4th straight time, we'll do it at 1 ball and 2 strikes, along with his 3.6 ERA. He went 15 innings pitched in 15 appearances. Started 1 game. Allowed 7 runs, 6 were earned, 6 walks, and 17 strikeouts. Opponent batting average, .207, so not too bad, but that 3.6 ERA is something that he wants to change as he checks Weinstein at second and fires the 1-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss, first strike 3. Down goes Lewis, the first strikeout on the day for Lee, and we're out of the first inning. Oaks get no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 1 full here from Sparky Anderson Field, no score. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Batting fourth for the Foresters.
Back at Sparky Anderson Field, top of the second inning. Middle of the order for the Foresters with no score up on the board. David Clausen from BYU will step in. Designated hitter in today's game, but started at catcher yesterday. Got pulled after 2 at-bats, went 0 for 2. A lefty steps in. Kenny Johnson back on the mound to do some work for the Oaks as he fires the first pitch. Swung and a missed for strike number 1, and an 80-mile-an-hour changeup to start off that bat. And that's a very nice way to begin this at-bat for Johnson. He quickly deals the 0-1 pitch into Clausen, low for ball 1.
Johnson utilizes both that changeup as well as a fastball and a slider, especially when he's ahead in the count, likes to go to that 0-2 slider.
Johnson from the stretch deals the 1-1 pitch. It's slapped over to first, backhanded by Lewis and tossed over to Johnson for out number 1. A nice 3-1 putout for those keeping score at home, and there's one away here in the top of the second inning.
Left fielder from Wichita State, number 25, Luke Ritter.
And that'll bring up Luke Ritter from Wichita State, the shocker. Playing left field in today's game, stepping in for the Foresters. One away here, no score. On deck, Chandler Bankston in the hole. Zach Humphreys, the righty digs in. The first pitch from Johnson is taken at the knees for strike 1. Johnson's control looks very, very good. His last start was against the Ventura Halos about a week ago, and he only went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 3 runs as the 0-1 pitch runs low and away for ball 1. 1-1 the count, 1 away here. Clausen from Brigham Young, a phenomenal baseball school, actually. As Johnson deals the 1-1 pitch upstairs for ball 2.
And those are the types of pitches that Johnson was struggling with a couple games ago when he's played, is those fastballs upstairs can sometimes get away from him, and he can't utilize that tail at the end to drop it in the strike zone.
2-1 pitch from Johnson is a curveball taken at the knees for strike number 2. That evens count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice turnout here from Sparky Anderson Field. The Oaks side of the stands pretty full. Foresters have a nice attendance as well. Johnson takes the sign from Willems behind the dish and calls time on the mound. The Oaks are happy to welcome the SoCal Sharks, a Little League team here in attendance today. Johnson deals the 2-2 pitch on the outside corner. Check swing, but that'll go away from Willems, and that'll bring the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No runs, a hit, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Foresters here on the top of the second inning. Give a shout out to our buddy John Martin downstairs calling the Foresters game. You can listen to him on the Foresters radio. 3-2 pitch slapped up the middle and into center field for a single. Luke Ritter shows the patience there and fights off a couple of pitches to get on base here for the Foresters, their first of the day. And that's going to bring up Chandler Bankston, the Columbia University product, looking to advance that runner at least a second, if not even further. The southpaw stepping in. Came in yesterday as a pinch hitter in the 9th, where he flew out to right to be the second of the 3 outs. Johnson's pickoff attempt is no good. Sliding back easily is Ritter. Willems behind the dish for the Oaks does have a good arm, but he is not the best defensive catcher for the Oaks. That would be Juan Gonzalez. Made the All-Star team this year from Oklahoma Baptist. The righty Johnson comes set, checks the runner at first, and fires the first pitch. Slapped into shallow right field. That's going to get down. Rounding second and going to third is Ritter. The throw comes in, and he will be on third base. Back-to-back singles here for the Foresters, and they have runners at the corners with 1 away. And Zach Humphreys stepping in from TCU.
Great job from the Foresters, seeing the field extremely well. Ritter led things off with a beautiful hit up the middle, followed by Bankston. Line drive over the head of Lewis over at first into the right corner. Now with runners on the corners, Foresters have an opportunity to strike first in this game.
Humphreys went 0 for 2 yesterday with 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. But he can make that up here with runners at the corners and 1 away. Driving that run with no score in the top of the second. Johnson deals the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. And Johnson, working from the stretch with runners on, that's been his Achilles heel this season. He seems to rush it a little bit and start to pitch away from batters. And that's why teams have been able to run up the score early on him. From Lancaster, California. Plays his college ball at Cal State Bakersfield. Checks the one at first and fires the 1-0 pitch. Ripped into left field. That's going to bring in Ritter. Advancing to second is Bankston, and three singles in a row, give the Foresters a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning.
Great hit from Humphreys into left field. And with the Foresters up 1-0 quickly, pressure being planted onto Johnson on the mound early in this game.
Oaks half a game back out of first place from the Foresters. They're 3 for 3 on the season against them. This is game number 4 of 6. Grisanti steps in from Vanderbilt, waving that bat over his left shoulder. Runners on first and second. 1-0 score here as the first pitch is fouled back for strike number 1. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff with 1 F at the end. Or chat with us in the live chat box on the YouTube page. Always love to hear what fans have to say. And I got a good trivia question coming up very soon for you, Jonah. I haven't had one in a while. I'm very excited. 0-1 pitch. Swung and a missed for strike 2. A good fastball there from Johnson at 88 miles an hour. Grisanti was out in front of it. Now down to the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Johnson takes his time on the mound. Wants a recall from Willems behind the plate. Gets it. From the belt. Pearson fires. 0-2 pitch. And it's hit foul towards right, and we'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes.
The one thing that's a little concerning early on in this game, although a couple of those have been chopped into foul territory, the Foresters are getting clean swings and making good contact with the ball. So if you're Johnson, you have to try and be cognizant of that and try and keep those pitches away from the batters.
No balls, 2 strikes. Johnson deals upstairs for ball number 1. That was a good pitch to waste. It looked like he could drop in on that inside corner, but Grisanti nonetheless decided to lay off and got the call from umpire Doug. Checking the runner at second is Johnson, and deals the 1-2 pitch upstairs for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Oaks. Here in the top of the second inning. Runners on first and second. Humphreys at first. Bankston at second. Ritter scored. David Clausen led off the inning, grounding out to first. Johnson deals the 2-2 in the dirt, and from 0-2 to 3-2, Grisanti has done a good job finding his way back into this count. Now has a favorable spot with the count full. Quiet day here from Sparky Anderson. Clouds overcasting the field here as Johnson comes set and fires the payoff pitch. Upstairs for ball 4. First walk on the day for Johnson. Grisanti will stride over to first base. Over to third is Bankston. Humphreys advances to second, and now bases are loaded with 1 away in the West Virginia. Base is loaded. Apologize for some of the technical difficulties here at Sparky Anderson, but everything should be back up and running smoothly. Austin Todd steps in. By the way, the last batter, Jimmy Galuski, just hit a sacrifice fly to center field that scored Chandler Bankston from third, so the Foresters are up 2-0 now. Runners at first and second with 2 away. The first pitch to Todd is for strike number 1. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out, or actually a pop out to short. So once again, the Foresters up 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. 2 away, runners at the corners. So we're going to skip the trivia question for now. We'll come back to it in just a moment. As Johnson deals the 0-1 pitch. Slapped foul against the screen for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here.
Johnson's done a nice job on those last couple pitches, throwing some outside tail on those fastballs at the last second, drifting into the outside corner.
Johnson ahead in the count 0-2. Does not have a strikeout. Has given up 3 hits, 2 runs, and a walk. Fires the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Check swing. No good, though, from the Or actually not no good, but he didn't go around, so that'll be ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runners at the corners now. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, a hit, no errors for the Oaks. Johnson comes set on the rubber and deals. The 1-2 pitch to Willems. It's curveball hit into left field, but just goes foul. And we'll do it again at 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, every Oaks player just took a big sigh of relief, and especially Johnson. That would have been a lot of trouble if that stayed fair.
That would have been at least a 2-run RBI double, potentially triple for Todd. Fortunately, that the wind picked up at the last second and drifted that ball into foul territory.
Runners at the corners. It's 2 away. 2 around an inning. 1-2 pitch once again from Johnson. Runs way upstairs, and Willems able to jump out of his shoes to make the grab. Nice stop there as his face mask does come off, though. That evens count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
In case anyone was concerned if Willems was awake behind the dish, now
Yeah.
you know he's quite awake and ready and focused. He skyrocketed for that one.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Johnson getting ready to deal the 2-2 pitch here in the top of the 2nd inning. Checks that runner first. Runner goes. 2-2 pitch is low. The throw from Willems. No, they're going to say the check swing by Todd. He went around, so that'd be strike 3. So the Foresters strike for 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. They leave 2 on base. 1 strikeout for Johnson on the day. We're through 1.5 here from Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters lead at 2-0 right here on KDTV. We'll take a short break.
Grant Mayu.
Foresters up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV as Grant Mayu will step in. Oaks trying to chip away now with the Forester lead as Evan Lee deals the first pitch, popped back against the screen for strike number 1. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Oaks. Mayu from San Diego State didn't play this last year, had foot surgery after breaking his foot. 0-1 pitch is slapped into shallow left field on the hop. Galuski's going to get it. Fired across the diamond in time to get Mayu for out number 1.
Great play from Galuski. Had to take a couple steps back as that ball took a nasty bounce, but Galuski able to corral that towards the outer part of the infield and make a nice play over to first for the first out.
Chase Cockrell will step in now from Ole Miss, DHing in today's game and yesterday's game against the Foresters. Had a rough day. Went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, a fly out and a ground out. Takes the first pitch, a 73-mile-an-hour changeup at the knees for strike number 1. Mom in attendance today for the 2nd straight day. 0-1 pitch, a curveball also taken at the knees for strike number 2. Lee looking very good with his breaking pitches here. The Razorback comes set on the rubber and deals the 0-2 pitch. Swung and a missed for strike 3. He went 2 off speeders at the knees, and then a high fastball had Cockrell off balance the entire way. His second strikeout on the day. And just like that, there are 2 quick outs here for Zane Willems. Check that, Jordan McFarland. Zane Willems is on deck. On the season for McFarland, a sub-200 batting average. 0 for 2 yesterday with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. First pitch, swung and missed for strike 1.
Beautiful pitch from Lee on the outside. McFarland was caught swinging late. Couldn't even make a close to contact with that one.
0-1 pitch. Runs a little bit inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Willems on deck, shaking in that hole, but 2 away here. Forces up 2-0. 1-1 pitch fired in is cracked foul towards the third base side. So now McFarland behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-3-4 due up in the top of the third for the Foresters. That's a dangerous part of the order. So the Oaks try to extend this inning here. 1-2 pitch, swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes McFarland. 2 straight strikeouts ends the inning for the Foresters. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're through 2 full here from Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters lead it 2-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Simulcast it onto YouTube. We'll be right back. Hank Lafort will step in here for the Foresters, the number 2 batter in the lineup as they're up 2-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonathan Rifkin, Jonah Malkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. Lafort 0 for 1 on the day with a line out to third, his first time up. Johnson back on the mound as he fires the first pitch. Lafort shows bunt, pulled back, taken outside for ball 1. Johnson on the day has given up a total of 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. That's how we ended the last inning. 1-0 pitch. Ripped to deep right field. Running back on it is Oliver, but it's just going to go foul off the bullpen for the Foresters for strike number 1. Lafort had a good handle on it, but the wind picked up as that ball was carried out to right and then eventually drifted foul.
Wasn't the strongest rip, but it was just popped so high that it had the possible distance, just drifted into foul territory.
Johnson back on the rubber from the stretch. Gloves the ball. Pearson fires the 1-1 pitch on the inside. Called ball. 2-1 the count. The Oaks are selling raffle tickets. You have an opportunity to win an Albert Pujols autographed bat, a Mike Trout autographed baseball as Johnson deals the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. A Cole Calhoun autographed baseball, a Mike Scioscia autographed bat. Conejo Oaks merchandise are 2 $25 Visa gift cards. It's $5 per ticket and $20 for 5 tickets. Tweet at us, either at Jonah Malkin or myself, Jonathan Rifkin, to reserve a raffle ticket. 2-2 pitch is chopped over to first but foul. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you do want to reserve a raffle ticket, we will reserve it for you. You can either Venmo Jonah or myself. If you're a millennial, if you have Venmo, but it tends to be millennials only have Venmo these days. But regardless, you can either Venmo us or head over to Cal Lutheran and pay. We'll have those tickets on reserve for you. So once again, if you want to reserve a raffle ticket as the 2-2 pitch runs upstairs for ball 3, feel free to tweet at Conejo_Oaks, Jonah Malkin or myself, Johnny Riff, on Twitter. We'll be sure to do that for you. July 15th is the final day to buy a ticket. Payoff pitch from Johnson. Ripped foul again. So for a third straight time, we'll do it at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Forrester's quickly showing great patience in the batter's box. That's the third full count situation for Forrester's batter, and we're just through 2 full innings here.
3-2 pitch runs up and away for ball 4. Lafort draws a leadoff walk here for the Forresters, the second on the day for Johnson. That brings up Josh Young. 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to right his first time up. The Texas Tech superstar has given the Oaks fits this season, batting well above 400 against Conejo. Now with an opportunity, with nobody away and a runner on to try and help extend this lead up 2-0 here. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Forresters. For the Oaks, no runs, a hit, no errors. They retired in order back in the bottom of the second. We're in the top of the third now. Johnson checks that runner at first base. Lafort with some speed. And he'll deal the first pitch. Lafort fakes the steal. The ball is called a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
Nice job from Johnson, recollecting himself on the mound. Keeping that ball low on the outside corner.
Johnson on the stretch. Once again, looks over at first base. Takes his time as he toes the rubber, peers and fires. The 0-1 pitch, nope, it's going to be a pickoff attempt, but sliding back safely is Lafort. Johnson is very good at that pickoff attempt. He's very elusive, and it keeps runners on their toes. That was just a way to tell Lafort that he's there watching and paying attention. Johnson will check him again from the belt. And he fires the 0-1 pitch. Lafort goes, swung and a miss. The throw from Willems is in time. And Willems is able to gun down Lafort at second base. Weinstein applied the tag, and just like that, there's 1 away and no balls and 2 strikes up on the board.
Beautiful play. First off, beautiful pitch from Johnson, and then Willems looking Gonzalez-esque on that one. Came up quickly and gunned him down. Lafort over at second. Beautiful play.
Young digs back in the right-handed batter's box as Johnson deals the 0-1 pitch. A curveball slapped towards right, and that's going to get down. Roll all the way back towards the wall, but Oliver will cut it off. Young is not going to test it, and Oliver quickly gets that ball in. And that's where that stolen base could have helped, or even if Lafort decided not to steal, he could have gotten the third, but a good throw, and that's a hit for Josh Young. There's a runner on first, 1 away, and David Clausen, who's 0 for 1 on the day, stepping in. Grounded out back to first his first time up. The Oaks would like to thank their sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, for getting the Oaks to and from their away games safely. Jimmy John Sandwiches, Cronies Bar and Grill, and Stephen Joseph Sweet, orthopedic surgeon in Oxnard, California. Each and every Oaks sponsor is an important part of the Oaks family. Runner on, 1 away here. 2-0 our score in the top of the third. Foresters lead it as Johnson deals the first pitch to Clausen on the outside corner for strike number 1. The Oaks have taken the first 3 games of the series this season against the Foresters. 6-4, 6-4, and 3-1 yesterday. But the Foresters coming roaring back today up 2-0 early. Johnson comes set at the belt. Toes the rubber and fires the 0-1 pitch. A changeup swung and missed for strike number 2. 63 miles an hour on the gun. And Clausen was really far ahead of it.
Beautiful off-speeder from Johnson. He's got such a quick release, and naturally for an opposing batter looking at his release, it would seem like he's getting the ball out of his hands quickly, but off-speeder, beautifully swung on and missed.
0-2 pitch, popped foul, out of play. Out to the softball field behind us, and we'll do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. The Oaks will head to La Mirada tomorrow to play the SoCal Catch at Biola University for the first time this season. One of 2 times the Oaks will be at SoCal, but Catch will be in Cal Lutheran as well for two games. Catch in the CCL South. Johnson deals. The 0-2 pitch popped up, but out of play as Williams takes a look at it and waves it goodbye. We'll do it again for a 3rd straight time. No balls, 2 strikes. The Oaks will be in SoCal once again on June 19th. That'll be the only other time they head to Biola University. Friday, the Oaks play the Ventura Pirates at home. In Arroyo Seco to play the Saints on Saturday, and then home against the Halos on Sunday. Each and every game can be caught right here on YouTube and KDTV.com. Johnson deals. The 0-2 pitch to Clausen. That one is sliced well over the right field wall, but it'll go foul. And we'll do it again for the 3rd time in a row at no balls and 2 strikes.
Once again, Johnson holding his breath. Clausen got a great bat on it and roped that one deep into right field, but just drifted out of play.
The righty comes set once again. Clausen giving him fits here as the 0-2 pitch is fired low for ball 1. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, a hit, no errors for the Oaks. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 on. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. Wind dies down a little bit, 3 to 5 miles an hour. Steadily out to right as Johnson deals the 1-2 pitch away for ball number 2.
Smart pitch from Johnson, because what you don't want to do is throw a curveball or a slider coming from your right shoulder to a lefty batter that naturally drops right into a swinging motion. So if you keep it on the outside, forces him to try and reach out and make contact with the ball.
Johnson at the belt once again. Deals the 2-2 pitch. Chopped foul towards the Forester dugout. Long at bat here, 8th pitch pending. Hank Lafort led off the inning with a walk, but was caught stealing thereafter. Josh Young singled, and now David Clausen is in a 2-2 count. As he takes a long time to step back in. Takes a couple of practice swings. Shoulders the bat over his left shoulder, swings in a counterclockwise circle. Johnson deals the 2-2 pitch low and away for ball 3, so Johnson was ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, and 8 pitches later, it's a full count. This is the 2nd time that we've seen him ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes, and then work his way back into a rough situation on the mound. The last time he did that was when he walked Rocker Gazanti back in the 2nd inning. Deals, runner goes, 3-2 pitch. And you can already see that one roll over the wall. A home run for David Clausen, and no doubter if I've ever seen one. That'll play Josh Young as well, and the Foresters will quickly take a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Clausen, beauty, ripped that one deep into right. Perfect pitch, drops right in front of the strike zone into his natural swinging motion, and Clausen took care of the rest, said goodbye to that ball. And now Foresters really putting pressure on the Oaks, up 4-0.
That ball was launched. Definitely the biggest no-doubter that we have seen here at Sparky Anderson. As Luke Ritter steps in and takes the first pitch away for ball 1. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Scored the first run back in the 2nd inning for the Foresters. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Santa Barbara. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Conejo. 1-0 pitch runs upstairs for ball number 2. Travis Craven, the Oaks reliever from Whitman College, was up and stretching before, but he went back to the bench. We'll see if Solis sends him back out or has someone else start to warm up, as Jake Sylvester will walk out and take some practice throws. 2-0 pitch from Johnson, runs low, and now he's behind in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. David Clausen really rocketed that. You could tell as Jason Oliver, the right fielder, kind of looked up and said, I'm not going to even move, as that ball was well over the fence. 3-0 pitch from Johnson is low once again, so 4 straight pitches leads to a walk, the 3rd on the day for Kenny. That puts another runner on first with one away for Chandler Bankston. 1 for 1 on the day with a run scored. Conversation between Mayu, Willems, and Johnson. Lay of the land here for the Oaks out in right. Jason Oliver, DJ Miller in center. Jordan McFarland in left. Brandon Lewis is at first. Max Weinstein is at second. Sam Shaken at short. Grant Mayu at third. Zane Willems behind the dish. And Kenny Johnson on the mound. On the day for Johnson so far has given up 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And 2 1/3 innings pitched. The Bakersfield Road runner digs back in on the rubber. Checks that runner at first and fires the first pitch to Bankston low for ball 1. Bankston from Columbia University, one of 2 Columbia University products on the roster. Yesterday, the Oaks saw Ty Weist, who started for the Foresters. He ended up getting the loss. He's from Columbia as well. The lefty steps back in, and Johnson deals the 1-0 pitch upstairs for ball number 2. Back pick attempt, but getting back easily is Ritter. Solis is now going to walk over to the mound. Jake Sylvester is now warming up in the Oaks pen. The last time we saw Sylvester, he pitched in that 16-3 loss against the Puff Caps last week. But he is not even near ready, as Solis is going to waste some time here to talk to his pitcher and get Sylvester a little bit more time in the bullpen. The last thing he wants to do is give the Foresters a lead that is unmanageable for the Oaks. Though we are only in the top of the 3rd inning. The Oaks haven't even batted around in their lineup. The Foresters already putting up batter number 17 of the game.
Johnson needs to try and channel all of his energy just on Bankston. You can't worry about Ritter over at first. You gave up a home run. The best way to regroup is just to focus on the next batter and look to strike him out. Rebuild your confidence as well as the confidence for this Oaks team.
2-0 count, meeting breaks as Johnson deals. And the 2-0 pitch is popped into foul territory towards the Forester side. Willems will look at it, but it's going to drop out of play. Put a strike up on the board, so after 7 straight balls, Johnson is able to get a strike up on the board as the other Oaks pitcher, Jackson Simonsgard, warms up. Actually, he's not warming up. He's just walking out to the mound. I don't expect him to warm up. Maybe give some pointers to Sylvester. Simonsgard pitched yesterday in a phenomenal three inning outing, out of the bullpen where he struck out 6 and only gave 1 hit. Johnson Pearson fires the 2-1 pitch, half-hearted swing from Bankston. They're saying that he went around, so that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Not to mention just a beautiful off-speeder on the inside. Was going to drop on the inside corner regardless. It was just whether Bankston was going to fully swing or not.
Pickoff attempt, sliding back though is Ritter. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, a hit, no errors for the Oaks. The only hit come by way of Max Weinstein back in the 1st inning with 2 outs on the board. Oaks were retired in order back in the 2nd inning. Johnson comes set and deals the 2-2 pitch. Swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes Bankston for the 2nd strikeout from Johnson on the day. And that'll put 2 outs up on the board with 1 on, 2 around in the inning. And Zach Humphreys, 1 for 1 with an RBI single back in the 2nd inning, will step in from TCU. Jonah, do horned frogs exist? Are they a real animal? You know the TCU are the horned frogs.
Sure.
But they're purple. Are there purple horned frogs?
Well, they got some perhaps purple reflection light in the ponds.
Oh, I guess that you could make that argument. I've never seen one, so I'm not sure. First pitch. Anna Humphreys is taken at the knees for strike 1.
Well, they say that if you can look at a horned frog and see the purple simmer off its outer back, you might be able to find a pot of gold. So no one's been able to do that just yet.
Who says that, Jonah?
Well, there's some people, some old sages that have
the old sages of today
into those conspiracies.
Jonah Malkin, our philosopher in residence. 0-1 pitch runs out. 1-1 count. Runner on first, 2 away. 4-0 our score here in the top of the 3rd inning. I've always wondered why they chose the color purple at TCU. It's a cool color, don't get me wrong. Some people like it, some people hate it. I happen to be one of the people that likes it, but I don't know if purple horned frogs exist. It's kind of like a Bearcat, like the Cincinnati Bearcats. I guess a Bearcat exists if they have it as a mascot. 1-1 pitch from Johnson, runs up and in for ball 2.
You have to assume that if a mascot is named, I'd like to believe that they are existing.
What about the orange, the Syracuse orange?
Well, there are tons of oranges. We eat oranges all the time.
I think it's just the orange is a color, even though I guess their mascot is a giant orange. But there's no smiling orange. It's just a fruit. 2-1 pitch from Johnson, slapped up the middle, backhanded by Weinstein. He'll tap over second for out number 3. Not before 2 runs come around on the 2-run home run by David Clausen. 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 2.5 here from Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters lead at 4-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Zane Willem.
8-9-1 hitters due up here for the Oaks in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Foresters up, Evan Lee back on the mound, and Zane Willems in the batter's box as the southpaw deals the first pitch slapped foul for strike number 1. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Foresters. No runs, a hit, no errors for the Oaks as they look to try and bounce back from this deficit. Gave up a 2-run home run in the top of the inning. They have come back from deficits like this before as the 0-1 pitch runs low. They were down 4-1 against the Foresters earlier this season and ended up winning 6-4. So they've done it before, but the Foresters are ready for a win against the Oaks as the 1-1 pitch is hit into right field, but shallow, and that'll drop for a single. Willems gets the Oaks on the board with a leadoff single here. Not on the board run-wise, but on it with a hit. And that'll bring up Sam Shaken in the number 9 spot for the Oaks. Shout out to John Shaken, his father. From Valparaiso, played his high school ball out in Chatsworth, just down the road here from Thousand Oaks. Led the Knights in batting averages past season, a phenomenal fielder as well. Plays shortstop. Lead checks the run at first and fires the first pitch upstairs. Valparaiso Crusaders is where he plays his college ball, up in Indiana. Lead checks the run at first and fires. The 1-0 pitch, 2. Shaken, fouled back against the screen. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 game homestand for the Oaks before they head on the road tomorrow. Intermediately, they're playing home and away games. The month of July, though, filled with a lot more away games than the month of June. If you look at the schedule, there's a big stretch of away games towards the middle of July as the 1-1 pitch is taken at the knees for a strike, though, which will be Oaks from the 19th of the month to the 22nd of the month will be on the road. Biola in La Mirada, Slow, Santa Barbara, and Pasadena in 4 days. It's going to be a long road trip, but that could actually make or break the Oaks' playoff hopes. Lead deals the 1-2 pitch, taken low for ball 2, Shaken with a good eye in the batter's box. Willems still at first base. 4-0 our score. The lefty from Arkansas checks Willems at first. Kicks and fires the 2-2 pitch low in the dirt for ball number 3. So Shaken down in the count 1-2 is able to work his way back to a 3-2 count. And a big spot here for the Oaks with DJ Miller at the top of the order waiting on deck. Lee from the stretch takes the sign from Humphreys and fires the 3-2 pitch. Swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes Shaken. 4 strikeouts now on the day for Lee. And we'll go back to the top of the order for DJ Miller. 0 for 1 on the day with a pop out. Dank LaFord at second base in his first time up. Second on the team in batting average. One of the 5 Oaks All-Stars, along with Max Weinstein, Juan Gonzalez, Robbie Medell, and Evan McMillan. Head coach David Solis was named the head coach of the All-Star team. The 0-0 pitch ripped over to short. Caught by Galuski to throw back to first to try to double off Williams to go past the glove of Bankston into the dugout of the Foresters, and Williams will advance on the error. So that'll be a line out to short, and then Williams advances on the E6. Put an error up on the board for the Foresters, and the Oaks have a runner in scoring position with 2 away for Jason Oliver, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to right.
And we'll see if that one error will ultimately cost the Foresters. Right now, you can argue it's paid off because you were trying to tag Williams out at first, but with him over at second, Oliver stepping in, it could translate into a potential run.
First pitch to Oliver, slapped foul against the screen for strike number 1. 4 runs, 5 hits, and now an error on the board for the Foresters. They had 2 errors yesterday, but only 1 accounted for a run. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Oaks. Williams standing on second base. Oliver back in the batter's box. 0-1 pitch from Lee. Swung and missed for strike number 2. Oliver sporting the blue Cal State Bakersfield helmet. Shout out to Jody Johnston, his mother, for her support of her son and her support of Oaks baseball. Lee deals the 0-2 pitch to Oliver. Swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes Oliver. 5 strikeouts now on the day for Lee, and we are out of the 3rd inning. No runs on a hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. Foresters lead at 4-0. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. To the top of the 4th we go. 8-9-1 hitters due up for Pintard Squad. You're watching Oaks baseball. We'll be right back.
Walker, Cressanti.
Back here on the top of the 4th, Jake Sylvester will step in on the mound for the Oaks to take over for Kenny Johnson. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Oaks down 4-0. For play-by-play and to tell you all about Jake Sylvester, my broadcasting partner, Jonah Malkin.
Thank you, Jonathan. Lovely job as always. Welcome, everybody, if you're just tuning in right now. Oaks down 4-0 here in the top of the 4th against the Santa Barbara Foresters in a home-and-home. They played against the Foresters yesterday at Pershing Park. Lost 3-1, and now back here as Jacob Sylvester's first pitch runs low and outside for ball one. Sylvester plays at Cal State Northridge. We'll give you some stats on him in just a moment. Walker Grisanti takes that pitch that runs in the dirt for ball two. And Sylvester struggled the last time he played. He was inserted against the Pacific Union Capitalists a couple days ago. Quickly deals the 2-0. It's popped high in the infield. Shaken's calling everybody off. And we'll get underneath it to make the catch for out number one. In that time against the Puff Caps, Sylvester went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit. Unfortunately, though, it was a grand slam, and also issued 5 walks and 1 strikeout. So he struggled mightily, but is looking to avenge himself here today. And I actually got a chance to catch up with him a little bit. And he saw I was wearing my Wisconsin Club tennis shirt. And I'll give you a little story about that in just a moment, as Jimmy Galuski will step in, takes that pitch low for ball one. And he asked me, he really likes Wisconsin. He would have loved to have gone there had the baseball team, or had Wisconsin had a baseball team. And I told him I know. Unfortunately, we don't. 1-0 fastball, ripped deep into right field. That's sailing towards the wall, but it's going to drift into foul territory for 1-1. He also said he used to root for the Badgers, especially when they did have a baseball team and football teams as well. Must be a Midwestern thing.
Does Wisconsin have a football team? They're not very good.
I have a little saltiness from my broadcasting partner, Jonathan, who's a big fan of the Ducks.
Not a big fan of Go.
1-1 pitch, tapped and fouled back against the fence for strike 2. 1-2 the count. 4-0 the score. Foresters, 5 hits and 1 error. Oaks, no runs on 2 hits and 1 error. But that was just a little story with Sylvester catching up with Jake. 1-2 is fouled back and out of play, and we'll do it again.
Sylvester with the second year with the Oaks. Done a good job, minus the Puff Caps game, in keeping the offense that he's pitched against at bay. With those 5 walks, it was a real struggle. He's actually balancing academics and baseball this season, taking summer classes at CSUN so he could transfer in the fall.
1 away here in the top of the 4th. Sylvester deals the 1-2, low and away for ball 2. Galuski hit a sac fly into center field that brought home Ritter for the first run of the game for the Foresters, but is looking to generate an actual hit. 2-2 cut on and missed for strike 3, so down goes Galuski and gives Sylvester 1 strikeout on the day.
Good pitch there from Sylvester. He takes his time on the stretch. You see him with that slow release, and he whips his arm around him. When he gets velocity on that and he has good control, it's almost impossible to hit. A nice job painting that outside corner to get the Oaks with 2 outs up on the board.
Austin Todd will step in, top of the order for the Oaks. He's 0 for 2 and 0 for 5 if you count yesterday's game. Looking for some offense here. 0-0 pitch is popped right into first baseman glove Brandon Lewis for out number 3. So a pop-up to short, a strikeout, and a pop-up to third. Ends the inning on no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Foresters lead it 4-0 here at Sparky Anderson Field. We'll take a short break. Bottom of the fourth here at Spark Anderson Field. Max Weinstein steps in and takes that curveball that drops over the heart of the plate for strike one. Weinstein, the Cal Lutheran product, helped them win a national Division III championship as he fouls that one out of play and down in the count 0-2. Led things off hitting-wise for the Oaks with a stand-up double in the bottom of the first. Quickly down 0-2 and make that a strikeout. So Lee issues his sixth strikeout on the day, and down goes Weinstein for one out. Beautiful pitch from Lee in 3 innings, just giving up 2 hits, but an impressive 6 strikeouts for the Arkansas Razorback. And Brandon Lewis will step in. Plays his college ball, Pierce College. Got the day off yesterday, but he's started 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Watches that pitch run low and inside for ball 1. Lee deals the 1-0 upstairs for ball 2. This is a crucial game for the Oaks with CCL Central implications. Every game in the CCL is important, but especially now, Foresters clinging to a half a game lead at 14-8, CCL Central. As Lee deals the 2-0, that's fouled out of play for strike one, but the Oaks are right behind them at 12-7, so just half a game, and overall they have a 17-9 record as opposed to the Foresters 16-9. So with a win today, they would be in sole possession of first. 2-0 pitch runs low and in the ground for ball 3.
Yeah, but they have quite an uphill battle to climb here, Jonah, getting into the middle of this game, down 4-0. It's definitely doable, and the team has the offense to do it.
Pitch runs low for ball 4. So Lewis will be walked over to first, and that's the first walk issued on the day for Lee.
Nice patience from Lewis. Fought off a couple of pitches down to the count 1-2. Was able to even the count at 2-2 before fouling off another pitch. And 2 more balls from Lee gave Lewis first base with 1 away. That's a big base runner of Mayu, who steps in now, can put the bat on the ball into no man's land and maybe advance him a little bit, give the Oaks offense some motivation here.
Grant Mayu will step in. The San Diego State Aztec made a couple of incredible plays in the infield, diving on some balls to make the play as he quickly can't hold back his swing for strike one. Only has 1 error on the season, but as of late, he's really picked up steam. Had a home run a couple games ago against the Puff Caps, and he's been generating a couple hits, but down 0-1 here. Lee checks the runner at first. Mayu grounds that to short, toss to second, the transfer to first in time for a 6-4-3 double play. And the Oaks still down 4-0 as we're through 4 full here at Spark Anderson Field. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV, simulcast onto YouTube. We'll take a short break.
Now batting, number 4, Hank LaForte.
2, 3, and 4 batters due up for the Foresters here in the top of the 5th. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jonah Malkin. Alongside me is Jonathan Rifkin. Hank LaForte to lead off, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Oaks, Alonzo Garcia, in place of Jake Sylvester, who went 1 inning, had 1 strikeout. Garcia, the last time he played was against the Ventura Halos on July 2nd in an inning. Just gave up 2 hits, 1 run, but 2 strikeouts. And looking to deliver here for the Oaks in the top of the 5th. Deals the 0-0, taken outside for ball 1. LaForte ran up on that one, but wisely laid back. He's 0 for 1 with a line out to third and a walk, but was caught stealing on the gun from Willems. The 1-0 pitch ripped into shallow right for a leadoff base hit. That's the 6th hit on the day for the Foresters, and the first given up from Garcia.
Yeah, LaForte led off the 3rd inning with a walk, this time with a single, and maybe he's learned his lesson, Joan, after he was caught stealing back in the 1st inning. 2 batters later, David Clausen did a 2-run home run, so they actually could be up 5-0 right now, but because he was caught stealing, the Foresters are only up 4-0. We'll see here if they send LaForte again or if he stays put and Josh Young does his work in the batter's box.
Josh Young's been the most efficient batter for the Foresters against the Oaks this season. Already 1 for 2 today as the 0-0 pitch just drops below the strike zone for ball 1. Young, the last time, or yesterday, these two teams played was 2 for 3 with a double, a strikeout, and a walk. And the time before that, he was 2 for 3 as well, but had an RBI. Garcia deals the 1-0. That's ripped into shallow center. Miller will get underneath and make the catch. The throw over to first will come late and through the glove of Lewis, but fortunately Willems is there to hold up the runner at first.
Yeah, in Little League, they teach you to always back up first base when a throw comes. And a lot of times guys think about it and say, why? And that's exactly the reason why. If Willems was not there, LaForte would at least be at second base right now. And that's just the fundamentals of the game, the basics of backing up the base. So a good job from Willems, not forgetting about the fundamentals and making sure that that little pass ball didn't cost the Oaks.
David Clausen will step in, hit that 2 RBI home run in the top of the 3rd that extended the Foresters' lead to 4. And back in the batter's box looking for more as he takes that pitch for strike 1. He's 1 for 2, but got limited time yesterday, was 0 for 2. And DHing in today's game. So LaForte over at first. Garcia deals the 0-1, drops low and outside for ball 1. 74-mile-an-hour changeup from Garcia, and he's actually been a pretty productive reliever as well for head coach David Solis for the UC Irvine Anteater. He's gotten just limited time, but productive. 1-1, runs low for ball 2.
Yeah, remember, he joined the team late because the Anteaters are on the quarter system, so he didn't actually end school until the 3rd week of June, then took another week off to reset and get ready for Oaks baseball.
2-1, dealt from Garcia, misses the outside, back pick attempt comes late. And for David Clausen, back in 2016, he was drafted in the 34th round by the New York Yankees. So Coach Bill Pentard getting a great look and dosage of him here for the Foresters. The 3-1 pitch runs low for ball 4. So Clausen will be walked over to first, and that'll send LaForte over to second. First walk on the day for Garcia.
Looks like Joe Torres warming up in the bullpen for the Oaks as well. So see how short the leash is here for Garcia. The last thing the Oaks want to do is let the Foresters get out to more than this 4-run lead, because 4 runs at this point in the game is still a manageable deficit, though you'd prefer not to be down any runs, but anything more than 4, and that's when things start to get a little bit dicey, because if you're down 5-0 with 4 more at-bats or 4 more innings to bat, that means that you can average 1 run an inning and at least tie it hypothetically if your pitching was good. But if you go down 5-0, the best you can do from the 5th to the 9th is tie it. and that's still a very big uphill battle for the Oaks to deal with.
And it doesn't help when Luke Ritter, who's in the top 10 hitting batting average in the CCL, steps in. First pitch dealt, catches the inside corner for strike one. Ritter 1 for 1 with a single in the second, and ultimately came around and scored and was walked in the third for the Wichita State Shocker. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Runners on first and second. Garcia checks the runner, fires the 0-1. That's fouled out of play, and quickly Ritter's down 0-2.
Good job from Garcia going straight at him after dealing that walk, and that's what makes a good pitcher, is that you can give up a walk or a home run or a RBI or whatever, and you can still keep your composure and pitch at the next batter. That's why Garcia is being so successful right now in this at-bat thus far.
Garcia checks the runner at second, sets and fires the 0-2. That's fouled back against the screen, and we'll do it again. And this is a big spot for the Oaks. You're in a manageable territory, only down by 4. But with 1 away and 2 runners on, a base hit from Ritter could potentially put 2 more runs on the board for the Foresters and extend this lead to 6 or 7 with a home run for his own. 0-2 pitch, runs outside for ball 1.
That was a good waste pitch there. Paints the outside corner. Wanted to see if Ritter would go. Ritter did a good job not pulling the trigger, and Garcia at least still in a pitcher's count ahead, up 1-2.
Garcia takes the sign from Willems and deals the 1-2 low on the inside corner for ball 2. And once again, struggles continue for the Oaks pitching to close out batters when they're ahead in the count 0-2. This is the 3rd time that a Foresters batter has been able to work his way back into the count. 1 away, 2-2 pitch taken outside to bring the count full at 3-2.
That late break there on that slider. It almost started out as a fastball, but a good job by Ritter realizing that there was going to be a late break to it and let it drop out of the zone.
Foresters looking to rebound today on a 2-game slump. Lost to the Neptune Beach Pearl 5-4, and then lost yesterday 3-1 as the 3-2 pitch runs low for ball 4 and will bring the bases loaded. So second consecutive walk sends Ritter to first, Clausen to second, and Lefort over to third.
Now batting, number 6.
Dangerous
Beanston.
1 away situation with Chandler Bankston, who's 1 for 2 on the day, to step in. He came around to score the second run in the top of the second. Did strike out, but with bases loaded, even a fly out in the outfield will do. Garcia trying to get out of this dilemma. Fires the first pitch, cut on and miss for strike 1. Beautiful off-speeder for the Anteater. Had a 3.88 ERA for the Anteaters this past season with a 3-1 record. And started 6 games. 0-1 is dealt and taken on the inside corner for strike 2.
Nice pitch from Garcia, but he has to be careful. Remember, he was up in the count. No balls, 2 strikes to Ritter, and ended up walking him because he started pitching away and realized that after you wasted the first pitch, maybe get Ritter swinging. These guys have a very good batter's eye. Bankston as well, one of those. He has to be careful that he doesn't give anything that Bankston likes.
Bases loaded, 1 away, 0-2 pitch, runs way outside for ball 1. And that one got away from Garcia. And the count's 1-2. So Lefort over at third, Clausen at second, Ritter at first, and Bankston in a 1-2 count. Rips that one into right field. Oliver's trying to track it down, but Lefort's going to come around. Clausen coming. The throw not going to get there in time. And Bankston delivers with a 2 RBI single, and the Foresters lead 6-0.
Beautiful hit there. Waited on the pitch that he wanted to see. Was able to hit it into shallow right field down the line. Oliver able to track it down, but not before 2 runs could cross the plate. And just like that, the Foresters now break this game wide open and look to be in the driver's seat.
Runners at the corners, Ritter over at third, and Bankston at first on the 2 RBI single. Still 1 away here in the top of the 5th with Zach Humphreys to step in. Takes that first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Humphreys 1 for 2, hit an RBI single. That brought home the first run for the Foresters, but looking to perhaps get his second RBI in the day. Runner's going to go. Willems isn't going to test him over at second. So that's a successful stolen base from Bengtson. That's the first stolen base of the day for the Foresters.
Yeah, nice pitch there from Garcia, too, taken on the inside corner for a strike. So Garcia did a good job, even though the runner went over to second, keeping that ball in the strike zone.
0-2 pitched, tapped and fouled out of play, and we'll do it again. Willems wisely decided not to throw it over, recognized Bengtson had a good start and wasn't going to get there in time, so he's over at second, and Ritter at third with one away. And Humphreys stepping in, but down 0-2 in the count. That one runs low and inside for ball one. Foresters 6 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. The Oaks still no runs with 2 hits and no errors for themselves. Garcia deals the 1-2 that's just tapped out of play. And we'll do it again. Humphreys just managed to get his bat on that one.
Yeah, he really reached out for it and slapped it foul. Good job by Garcia, able to keep that pitch away, but in a spot where Humphreys still wanted to swing at it. He has to be careful, though, because Humphreys is making very good contact. The last thing he wants to do is leave that pitch in a spot where Humphreys can really get it.
Humphreys waves that bat over his left shoulder. That's fouled back against the screen into close to our press box. Going to drift a little to the outside. And one of the SoCal Catch Sharks kids are going to track it down for a nice souvenir.
You're almost right. The Oaks are playing the Catch tomorrow, so you could at least give it to them.
SoCal Sharks. They're going for the catch on that ball.
There you go.
A Little League team in attendance today. Oaks have a pretty good showing. A number of fans passed on the 5th of July. 1-2, ripped past the glove of Mayu. Runner's going to come, and that's an RBI single for Humphreys. The Foresters lead it 7-0.
Nice single there from Humphreys, able to get an inside fastball, bring it around early enough to get it into left field. Mayu made a diving attempt at it, but unfortunately he couldn't make the catch, and that will suffice another run for the Foresters here.
So unfortunately for Garcia, limited time on the mound, but in just one-third of an inning, he's given up 3 hits and 3 runs. 0-0 pitch taken from Gasanti for strike 1. That RBI single from Humphreys brought Luke Ritter home from third and advanced Bengtson also over to third. So runners still on the corners with 1 away, and Walker Gasanti, the right fielder out of Vanderbilt, looking to deliver. Takes that pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. So let's see if Garcia can put one more out on the board. He was in a similar situation ahead in the count 0-2 to Humphreys, but couldn't close the deal. Sets and fires the 0-2. That's cut on and missed for strike 3. And now there's 2 away, and that's the first strikeout on the day from Garcia.
That was a big out there. Down 7-0. This is a looming deficit for the Oaks, but a good pitch there from Garcia. Maybe gives him a little bit of confidence along with the rest of the Oaks to get that second out.
Jimmy Galuski will step in. 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a sacrifice RBI fly out to center. Looking to deliver here. Runner's going to go. Grounded to Shaken at short. He'll make the play over to first for out number 3. So the Foresters get 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base, and have blown this lead up to 7. They lead 7-0 as we're through 4.5 here at Spark Anderson Field. Oaks trying to mount a comeback. We'll see if they can do it. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll take a short break. 7-0 ball game
Cockrell.
here at Sparky Anderson Field. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin alongside me, Jonathan Rifkin. Evan Lee still on the mound, and Chase Cockrell steps in and takes that pitch low for ball 1. Cockrell, the Ole Miss Rebel, he has struggled mightily, 0 for 1 today. Takes that pitch for strike 1. 0 for 4 yesterday, and overall he's 2 for 12 in this series with just 2 hits and 1 RBI. 1-1 runs in the ground for ball 2. So the Ole Miss Rebel looking to generate something here to get things started for the Oaks in the bottom of the 5th. Only mustered up 2 hits, but it hasn't translated into anything. Lee deals the 2-1, fouled out of play to bring the count even at 2-2. Jordan McFarland on deck. Zane Willems in the hole. 2-2 pitch from Lee. Catches the outside corner for strike 3. And Cockrell's been struck out twice, and that's the 7th strikeout for Lee.
Beautiful pitch, catching that outside corner. Cockrell stunned in his tracks, and Lee is coasting here for the Foresters.
Jordan McFarland will step in, the Arkansas Razorback. Lays off that pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. He's been struggling, just batting 163 on the season. And check swings that hit over to first, toss to the glove of Lee for out number 2. And that was an interesting play. McFarland tried to hold back a swing, but instead made contact with the ball, and Bankston able to get it over to Lee for an easy out.
Yeah, check swings are rough because when you decide not to commit, but you only half-heartedly swing, if you do it at the right time and you just try to pull back, you're only going to tap that ball. It turns out McFarland was actually on that pitch.
Willems takes that beautiful slider that drops in on the inside corner for strike 1. And Lee's got 7 strikeouts on the day, as Willems will pop that one into right field, and Grisanti will make the catch to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. Oaks can't get anything, and they're still down 7-0 to the Foresters. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll take a short break.
Now batting, number 8.
Top of the order for the Foresters. In the top of the 6th inning, Austin Todd to lead off, Hank Lafort on deck, and Joshua Young in the hole. Foresters lead at 7-0, and Joe Torres stepping on the mound, the 4th pitcher of the day for the Oaks, fires the first pitch, low for ball 1. Torres started a couple games ago against the Puff Caps in 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 1 run, which was earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. The Glendale Community College product, looking to take his talents elsewhere in the fall. Sets and fires the 1-0. Drops below the strike zone for ball 2.
Yeah, but Torres has done overall a phenomenal job as an Oaks reliever. Looks very good on the mound. Great control of that slider that gets batters frustrated.
2-0 pitches dealt, tapped back for strike 1. Alonzo Garcia, his day is done. In 1 inning, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. And Austin Todd, who struggled 0 for 3, stepping in, looking to generate himself the first hit of the day. Two-one slider just misses the outside corner for ball 3. 75-mile-an-hour slider. Brings the count to 3-1. Foresters, 7 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Torres deals the 3-1. That's ripped into shallow right for another leadoff base hit. That's the 2nd leadoff base hit of the day for the Foresters.
Nice job there from Todd, waiting out, finding a pitch that he liked, and able to get it over into shallow right field in no man's land and get on base. And now some speed out there for the Foresters with Hank Lafort, another speedy base runner in the batter's box.
Lafort, Cal State Fullerton product, just joined the team a week ago after his team was taken out of the World Series. Waves that bat over his left shoulder and lays off that pitch that runs inside for ball 1. Fullerton lost to Oregon State and Florida State in the World Series, but he's looking to bring his talents back for Coach Pintard and the Foresters, especially in this series. 1-0 pitch, hit into foul territory, right into the glove of Gonzalez. To Castro in foul territory for 1-1.
And Lafort back with the Foresters for his 2nd straight year, one of the best Forester batters last year. One of Pintard's favorites, happy to have him back on the team.
1-1 the count. Todd over at first. Torres will check him. Takes the sign from Willems. Attempts the pickoff attempt, comes late. Once again, want to thank our sponsors, Roadrunner Shuttle, getting us to and from all of our Wade games. Stephen Joseph Sweet Orthopedic Surgery, Jimmy John's, and Cronies Bar and Grill. We appreciate all the support you give, and the Oaks appreciate you and welcome you into their family. Torres is 1-1, grounded into right field, but it's going to clip Todd's foot for batter's interference. And that's going to hold Lafort up at first.
What a break, especially because Lewis would have been able to get a handle on it over at first and try to turn the double play. So as opposed to that having to happen, at least you get the lead runner out on a batter's interference.
So Todd will be sent home, or sent to the Foresters' dugout. Lafort over at first, and Brody Weiss to pinch hit for Joshua Young, who went 1 for 3. Weiss got the start yesterday and has been called into today's game from Coach Pintard. Torres deals the first pitch, beautiful on the outside corner for strike 1. Weiss struggled, was 0 for 3 yesterday with a strikeout and a couple ground outs, looking to change that here. With the Foresters in cruise control, up 7-0 here in the top of the 6th. 0-1 pitch, slides way outside for ball 2. And Lafort's going to steal on over to second. And he thought about coming to third, but wisely stays put. Make that the second successfully stolen or advance over to second.
Yeah, Williams just couldn't get a grip on that slider as it went past him and hit the backstop, allowing Lafort to get over to second base.
1-1 the count. 1 on and 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Torres checks the runner at second, fires the pitch. Popped into center. Gliding towards Miller, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Nice pitch there, right at the letters. Got Lafort to pop it up, and Miller able to make the grab.
Lafort over at second on the wild pitch. Clausen will step in, but there's a pinch hitter. John McMillan will step in place of Clausen, who was 1 for 2, but hit that 2 RBI homer that gave the Foresters a 4-0 lead. McMillan, a versatile player, can bat as well as has pitched on the mound. And yesterday, when he pitched in 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Torres checks the runner at second, deals the first pitch that's fouled out of play for strike 1. McMillan, the Texas Tech Red Raider, so him and Zane Willems getting a chance to duel it out in the batter's box. They'll get a good dose of each other this upcoming season for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So Lafort over at second. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Torres looking to end the inning, or to end the top of the 6th. McMillan pops that one into left field, and McFarland will make the catch for out number 3. But the Foresters lead it 7-0 as we're through 5.5 here at Spark Anderson Field. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short
Number 25, Sam Shakin.
bottom of the order. Sam Shakin to lead off in the 9th spot. Then DJ Miller at the top of the order on deck. Jason Oliver in the hole. Oaks down 7-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Lee still on the mound. His first pitch taken outside for ball 1. Shakin 0 for 1, struck out in the 3rd. Takes that pitch inside for ball 2. But Lee's been superb on the mound in 5 innings. He's just given up 2 hits, 1 walk, but 7 impressive strikeouts for the Foresters. 2-0 pitches dealt, cut on and missed for strike 1. Shakin, the Valparaiso product, one of Coach Solis's favorites because he just does everything. Incredible batter as well as infielder, hardly makes mistakes. Wisely lays off that pitch outside for 3-1. More of a soft-spoken young man, but really nice individual. 3-1, cut on and missed for strike 2. Shakin tried to hold back his swing. But that'll bring up the third full count situation for the Oaks in this game. Lee takes the sign from Humphreys, sets and fires the payoff pitch that runs outside for ball 4. Just the second walk on the day issued from Lee.
Good eye there from Shakin, and the Oaks got another leadoff batter on by way of walk. This is an important spot for them because now they're running out of offensive opportunities only in the bottom of the 6th, the 7th, 8th, and the 9th left, and down by 7. They really have to start getting some offense generated.
Looking to close the gap here as Miller takes that pitch inside for ball 1. Once again, remember to get a raffle ticket. We'll give you the prizes in just a moment. 0-1 pitch, cut on and missed for strike 2. You could get a chance to win an Albert Pujols autographed bat, a Mike Trout autographed baseball, Cole Calhoun autographed baseball, a Mike Scioscia autographed bat, Canal Oaks merchandise, and 225 Visa gift cards. $5 per ticket or 20 for 5. Lee checks Shakin at second, fires the 0-2, way inside for ball 1. One and 2 the count. Shakin at first. That pitch is swung on and missed. For strike 3, down goes Miller, and make that Lee's 8th strikeout on the day.
Nice strikeout there. A pitch in the dirt. Miller just a little bit too erratic there in the batter's box. Thought about swinging, and when he decided to, it was too late. That pitch was already in the dirt, and he couldn't hold back.
Jason Oliver will step in 0 for 2 on the day with a flyout and a strikeout. Pickoff attempt over to first comes late. The buzz in the ballpark's died down a bit. Quiet crowd from both sides of the Suns beginning to set over on the field. Approaching the 2-hour mark in about 10 minutes. First pitch dealt into Oliver. Pops that up into right field. And Grisanti glides in and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, number 19, Max Weinstein.
Max Weinstein to step in, 1 for 2. Led off with a stand-up double, but struck out in the 4th. And looking to, once again, deliver a 2-out single potentially. Takes that pitch on the inside for ball 1. Weinstein still an incredible batter, batting over the 400 clip. He's maintained that clip the entire season. 2-0. Lee will step off the mound, get a little stretch in. Razorbacks been phenomenal on the mound. Delivers the 2-0 upstairs for 3-0. First time all game that he's been down in the count 3-0, so once again, Weinstein showing the patience in the batter's box. Pitch is dealt, ripped into left field for a base hit. Shakin's going to be held up at second, but that will advance the runners, so 2 on and 2 away with Brandon Lewis to step in here in the bottom of the 6th.
Beautiful hit there from Weinstein. Did a good job ripping that ball in the left field into no man's land. It gets back to the wall, but a good job also by Luke Ritter, the left fielder, to cut it off and make sure that Shakin stays put at second base.
Weinstein over at first, Shakin at second. Having a little talk with LaForte as pitching coach Dylan Axelrod having a meeting with Evan Lee and Humphreys. Meeting will break, and Lewis will get set for his 3rd appearance of the day. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk on his own for the Pierce College product. Led the team in batting, the .419 clip, as well as a .494 on-base percentage. Not to mention, hit the game-clinching home run against the Ventura Halos that gave him the 5-4 lead. Lee's pitch runs low for ball 1. But Lewis would love an opportunity to hit one over the wall right here and trim this deficit. Lee checks the runners, fires the 1-0. Lewis pops that deep into left. That's back at the wall, and Ritter will make the catch at the warning tracks for out number 3. So the Oaks get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base, and they're down 7-0 as we're through 6 full here at Spark Anderson Field. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break. Welcome back here at Spark Anderson Field. I'm Jonah Malkin, and for the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, my broadcasting partner, Jonathan Rifkin.
Thank you, Jonah. A couple of changes here for both the Oaks and the Foresters. Oaks down 7-0 to the Foresters. Blake Brewster from the University of Oklahoma will step in to lead things off here. He comes in for Luke Ritter, who ends his day 1-for-1 with 2 runs scored, 2 walks, and a single. The first pitch to Brewster runs upstairs for ball 1. For the Oaks, David Appleby on the mound from Santa Barbara City College. Joe Torres' day is done. 1 inning, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. 1-0 pitch from Appleby runs low and inside for ball number 2. Brewster getting his first look at the Oaks this season. Oklahoma Sooner. Not very unfamiliar with the colors. Foresters a little bit deeper red, but very similar to the Sooners. 2-0 pitch from Appleby. Runs low for ball 3, and David is behind in the count 3-0. Appleby resides in Agoura, California, about 15 minutes down the road from here. Played his high school ball, at Agoura High School. 3-0 pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Started his college career at the University of Utah, where he redshirted his freshman year and then transferred to Santa Barbara City College. Looking for a new home in the fall. He peers and fires the 3-1 pitch, ripped foul back against the screen. That'll bring the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Make that now the 6th full count situation for the Foresters. They've done an incredible job staying patient in the batter's box.
3-2 count. Appleby fires way outside, way past the glove of Willems. He'll quickly corral that ball to make sure that it's just a walk and no advancement, because that is a live ball. And the first batter that Apple sees, Blake Brewster, is walked. That is Apple B, but Apple is his short name. Chandler Bankston steps in now. 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles, 2 RBIs, a stolen base, a run scored, and a strikeout. Give you a lay of the land here for the Oaks in just a moment. As the lefty steps in from Columbia. Runner on, nobody away, 7-0 our score here. 10 runs, 1 error for the Foresters. First pitch runs outside for ball 1. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Oaks. 2 of the 3 Oaks hits have come by way of Max Weinstein, both with 2 outs. Can't even say Weinstein's carrying the load because the Oaks are down by so much. 7-0 is the score. 1-0 pitch runs outside for ball 2. Appleby has now dealt 4 straight balls in his 4th relief appearance with the Oaks. Took a 2-week break before rejoining the team. He comes set on the mound and fires the 2-0 pitch, another one upstairs and away for ball 3.
He's been struggling a lot on those fastballs, put so much tail on it that it just tails up and away.
There's a 2-seamer, a 4-seamer, a slider, curveball, and a changeup, and you see that 2-seamer was that last one that went outside. 3-0 pitch ripped into center field where Miller will greet it and make the catch for out number 1. A bad mistake there. The unspoken rule, don't swing at a 3-0 pitch, and you see why right there. 1 away, runner on first.
The Oaks have learned their lesson from that on a number of occasions. They're 0 for 6 on the season swinging on 3-0 pitches.
Zach Humphreys will step in now, 2 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs and a ground out up the middle to Max Weinstein at second. Oaks down 7-0. Headed to La Mirada to play the SoCal Catch at Biola University tomorrow. 4:30 start time for that one. First pitch into Humphreys is taken. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball for strike number 1. A beautiful pitch from Appleby. His mean fastball ranges between 91 and 93 miles an hour. That was the fastest pitch that we have seen him throw all season. So he comes set on the rubber and fires the 0-1 pitch. Ripped into shallow right field. That's going to get down for a single. Rounding second and going to third is Brewster. The throw is in time, and Oliver will make the throw all the way from right to gun down Brewster, trying to stretch an advancement to second to an advancement to third, and now there are 2 outs on the board. That'll be a single, and then a 9-5 putout to get Brewster.
What a throw from Oliver, the arm. Didn't seem like that ball had a chance of catching, but Brewster couldn't come around in time, and Mayu able to corral it and tag him out. Beautiful execution.
Pinch hitter now in the game in place of Walker Crisanti. Tyler Plantier from the University of Richmond steps in. First pitch runs low to him. Poway, California native, 6'3", 220 junior at Richmond. Good Diamond Sports School, baseball and softball, both ranked at one point this past year. 1-0 pitch drills him in the back, and Plantier is going to stride over the first base. Walker Crisanti, by the way, his day is done. 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a pop-out. Runners on first and second, now 2 away. And Jimmy Galuski is going to step in, which will give me an opportunity to pose my Oaks trivia question of the day to Jonah. Most of the time it's a random fact about some college, and today is no different. Jimmy Galuski goes to the University of West Virginia. So, Jonah, my question to you. Actually, I'll wait until after this first pitch. That way you can have some time to get into that mindset. You are 1 for 5 on the season, or 2 for 6, actually, if I do recall correctly. First pitch to Galuski is fouled back for strike 1. Jimmy Galuski goes to the University of West Virginia. Now, yesterday, Gordon Hayward announced that he was going to reunite with Celtics head coach Brad Stevens after they were together at Butler. Now, there's only one other tandem of a player and a coach from college meeting in the NBA, and they happen to play at the University of West Virginia. Now, what player was it, and what team did he play on in the NBA? I won't even ask you for the coach because there's no way you'll know. 0-1 pitch runs low for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Now, the player is very, very well known. I'll give you this hint, one of the best point guards of all time.
Repeat the question, please, when you get a chance. I needed some time to process that one.
So, Jimmy Gluski goes to the University of West Virginia. There's only one other tandem of a coach and a player who played together in college that played together in the NBA is the 1-1 pitch. Just swung and a miss for strike number 2. Besides now Gordon Hayward and Coach Brad Stevens, they played at the University of West Virginia together, and then they were on this NBA team for 1 season. And I'm not even asking for the coach. I'll give you the coach. It was Fred Schaus. And I don't know if that'll help you at all. But this iconic point guard played for him both in college and in the NBA from the University of West Virginia. 1-2 pitch, slapped over to third, backhanded by Mayu. No, he's going to bobble it, and all runners will be safe. Grant Mayu makes his 3rd error of the season out there at third base. The first on the day for the Oaks, and Goluski loads up the bases now with the new batter, Jody Fisk, coming in place of Austin Todd.
Wow, that's... Just give me a second.
You got it. What player reunited with his coach after playing at the University of West Virginia? Remember, these questions have nothing to do with what goes on in the game. As the first pitch to Fisk is hit into left field, running over to it is Miller, and he's going to miss the catch. Coming in and scoring is Humphreys. Following him is Plantier. Rounding third and coming home is Goluski, and that'll be a 3 RBI triple for Jody Fisk. And the Foresters take a 10-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning.
Wow. Foresters really blown this game up. But back to your question, I'm going to go with John Stockton.
Wow, that's actually a very good guess. But you know, Jonah, you're not right. You're very close, but you're not right. The answer is actually Jerry West. Fred Schaus and Jerry West as the first pitch into Hank LaFord is popped into shallow left field for a single, scoring Fisk. So look like that. 2 away and an 11-0 lead now for the Foresters as Fisk gets another RBI. Jerry West reunited with the Los Angeles Lakers with head coach Fred Schaus for 1 season. That was the only other coaching tandem from college to make it to the NBA together. Jonah's now 2 for 7 on the season in Jonathan's random trivia. Brody Weiss is going to step in number 3 spot. 0 for 1 on the day as the first pitch to him runs way outside for ball 1. 4 runs have come around in the inning for the Foresters. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. Ty Harpenau gets warm in the Oaks bullpen as Appleby comes set and fires the 1-0 pitch. Swung and miss for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Runner on first, 4 runs around the inning. Foresters had 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, 3 runs in the fifth, and now 4 runs in the 7th. Oaks have only 3 hits up on the board that have resulted in no runs. 1-1 pitch. Fired on the outside corner for strike number 2.
You know, I really should have known that. I'm a big Lakers fan.
I know, as a Lakers fan, I figured that you could have at least guessed the player.
I knew it was one of those two.
You picked the wrong J.
Yep.
1-2 pitch, low and away for ball 2. And Jerry West is by far the most famous basketball player to come out of the University of West Virginia, so that should have been at least some sort of hint to you. But, you know, you live to get another wrong another day. 2-2 pitch from Appleby. It's a little bit too far inside, and that'll bring the count full. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Number 8 batter in the inning, Brody Weiss. On deck, John McMillan. In the hole, Blake Brewster, who led off the inning. Number 4 of 6 of the season. The matchup between these two. 3-2 pitch, fouled back, and we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Next time these two teams will meet will be in Santa Barbara on Friday the 21st. And then the final matchup of the season will be back here at Sparky Anderson Field on the 25th of July. That'll be the second to last game of the season. The 3-2 pitch ripped foul towards third base, and we'll do it again for a third straight time. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Another well-hit ball. If that would have dropped into fair territory down the left field line, absolutely could have brought LaFort home.
Fort with some speed over at first base. Nobody's holding him, though. I don't think they'll send him out of respect. Payoff pitch once again. Runner goes, and it's two-hopper over to third. Mayu will get it over to Lewis at first base for out number 3. Big inning here for the Foresters. They strike for 4 runs on just 2 hits. 1 error in the inning for the Oaks, and 1 left on base. We're through 6.5 here. Bottom of the 7th we go. 7th inning stretch. We're going to head it to our PA announcer for some Sweet Caroline. Grab a cold beverage and a hot dog, and enjoy the rest of the game. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, 7th inning stretch. Bottom of the 7th, back here at Sparky Anderson Field. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV as Grant Mayu steps in. New pitcher on the mound. Nathan Wilds deals the first one outside and low for ball 1. Wilds from the University of Oklahoma. A starter and a reliever for Pintard squad this season as the 1-0 pitch is slapped into shallow center field where Hank LaFort at second base will make the catch for number 1. I'll give you the fielding changes here for Pintard squad. Blake Brewster out in left. He takes over for Luke Ritter. Jody Fisk in center. Tyler Plantier, in right. He takes over for Walker Gazanti. Brody Weiss is at third. Spencer Steer takes over for Jimmy Galuski at short. Hank LaFort is still at second. And Jake Pavletich takes over at first base. First pitch into Chase Cockrell is taken outside for ball 1. Wilds on the mound, and Zach Humphrey still behind the dish. 1-0 pitch is sliced to short, but speared out of the air by Spencer Steer for out number 2. Got to give a shout out to the Steer family. His father and his mother are wonderful supporters of their son in his first year in the CCL. He's the starting shortstop at the University of Oregon, my alma mater. Nice to see Steer, myself, somewhat reunited in the CCL as Jordan McFarland steps in and check swings. He went around for strike 1. 0 for 2 on the day is McFarland. Only 3 Oaks have hits, 2 by Max Weinstein, and 1 as the 0-1 pitch is taken low for ball 1 by Sam Shaken. Just kidding, it's actually Zane Willems. Shaken reached on a walk. 1-1 pitch runs low, 2-1 the count. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. 2-1 pitch runs outside for ball 3. The Oaks bullpen still in full swing. Ty Harper now still tossing out there, along with Jacob Flores. 3-1 pitch, runs low and away for ball 4, and that's a 2-out walk here drawn by McFarland. Though he hasn't been getting the bat on the ball very well, he's done a good job not striking out as of late and walking. So that'll be the first walk by Nathan Wilds, the third collectively by the Foresters, and that'll bring up Zane Willems, 1 for 2 on the day with a single. He reached second on an error, and he flown out to right in his 2 at-bats.
Certainly still an uphill climb, but perhaps the Oaks can try and trim the deficit here.
First pitch to Willems is skied into right field, running back on his plantier, and he makes the grab for out number 3. An athletic grab by the right fielder ends the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 7 full here from Sparky Anderson Field. Foresters lead at 11-0. You're watching Oaks baseball on KAD-TV. Simulcast it on to YouTube. We'll be right back. John McMillan will step in here for the Foresters in the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin. Foresters up 11-0 over the Oaks. McMillan on the day 0 for 1. Came in to pinch hit for David Clausen. That 2 RBI home run back in the 3rd inning. McMillan from Texas Christian digs in. Check that, Texas Tech. As Ty Harper now, the new pitcher, deals on the outside corner for strike number 1. Both these players, Texas Tech products, so the batter and the pitcher squaring off, but they're both Red Raiders together. By the way, there's a new defensive change for the Oaks. Max Weinstein comes out, and Riley Jones, the Sonoma State product, takes over at second base. 0-1 pitch. Swung and a missed for strike number 2. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Oaks here in the top of the 8th inning. Oaks bullpen in full swing. Jacob Flores just finished tossing his 0-2 pitch is a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, swung and a missed for strike 3. Down goes McMillan on strikeouts, or excuse me, on strikes. That's the first strikeout for Harper now on the first batter he's faced, and for the Oaks collectively the 6th strikeout of the game. As Blake Brewster will step in, 0 for 0 on the day, walked but was out at 3rd on a beautiful throw from Jason Oliver out and right. Back in the 7th inning. The first pitch from Harpenau runs low for ball 1. On deck is Spencer Steer, by the way. Check that. It's actually Jake Pavlitic in the hole. Zach Humphreys, a couple of changes for Pintard as the 1-0 pitch paints the outside corner for strike number 1. Give you the lay of the land here for the Oaks after this pitch. Harper now kicks and fires. The 1-1 pitch popped up towards the left but out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Out and right, Jason Oliver, DJ Miller in center. Jordan McFarland at left. Grant Mayu is at third. Sam Shaken occupies short. Riley Jones is at second. Brandon Lewis is at first. Behind the dish, Zane Williamson. On the mound is Ty Harpenow for the Oaks. So he comes set and fires the 1-2 pitch, a curveball inside for ball number 2.
Yeah, that time Harpenow started that curve a little too low by the belt. That's why it dropped low below the strike zone.
2-2 pitch, slapped that back against the screen. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No runs, 3 hits, an error here for the Oaks. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. Seems like they're really frustrated with how the Oaks have taken the first 3 games of the season against the Foresters. The 2-2 pitch is fouled back once again. Of the season series, I should say, and they're really putting everything they have in, embarrassing the Oaks, or trying to, but Bill Pintard and company, a very talented team. Can't take anything away from them. They played a phenomenal game as Harpenow deals the 2-2 pitch. A chopper over to first will lose, so get it. And it looked like Brewster came out of the batter's box in a tough way, as they're going to actually call that a foul ball. It hit off his right foot. So that ball looked like it was fair. They played it out like it was, but ended up going off that right foot and corralling into the infield as you see Brewster trying to shake it off.
And that's a painful foul ball if you're Brewster. Kind of clipped his leg and his foot with the ball. That is not a comfortable spot to be in right now.
But he shakes it off as he's okay and steps back in. He's really, really tough, as all these players are. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here. Top of the 8th, 11-0 to score. 2-2 pitch is a curveball taken at the knees. 4 strike 3. Brewster goes down looking. Second strikeout on the day for Harpenow. Second in a row. He said McMillan packing the at-bat before. And Jake Pavlitic will step in now for his first time, coming in for Chandler Bankston. Take over at first base in the last inning. On the day for Bankston. Ended up going 2 for 4 with a 2 RBI single, a stolen base, strikeout, and a flyout. As Pavlitic steps in, the first pitch on the inside corner for strike number 1. Pavlitic plays his ball at Cal State Fullerton. Going to be a junior in the fall from Bakersfield as the 0-1 pitch runs in the dirt for ball 1. 190 pounds, 6'1". Plays the entire infield today, playing first base for Pintard's squad. 1-1 pitch from Harpenow, fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now 2 away. In what's been actually a slow game, just because the Foresters have really piled on the runs and the hits. They have 11 runs and 13 hits. We're in our second hour and 10 minutes of play here. Actually, almost 20th minute of play, I should say. First pitch time was 4:33 local time. Harpenow takes the rubber and fires. The 1-2 pitch popped up back behind the plate. Williams is going to take a look at it, but that's going to drop into the stands. And we'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reminder, the Oaks will be at Biola University in La Mirada, California to take on the SoCal Catch. 4:30 start time for that one, 4:20 pregame show. Then we're back here on Friday at George Sparky Anderson Field in Ullman Stadium to take on the Ventura County Pirates. Then they hit the road again on Saturday to take on the Oro Seco Saints in Pasadena as the 1-2 pitch runs low for ball number 2. And then on Sunday, the cap off the week, the Oaks will be at home to match up against the Ventura Halos. Tomorrow and Saturday will be 2 important road games and quite a far drive for this team, but they should be resilient. They've done a good job on long road trips. 2-2 pitch is a curveball taken upstairs for ball 3. Now Harpenow facing a full count situation.
Harpenow's curve didn't get enough break on that one. It just stayed upstairs on the inside corner.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2-away. Harpenow deals the payoff pitch. Swung and missed for strike 3. Down goes Pavlitic, and we are out of the top of the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Harper now retires all 3 batters he sees by way of strikeout. But the Foresters still lead it 11-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
0-1-0. Sam, shake it.
Back to the top, or excuse me, the bottom of the 8th, actually. Oaks and Foresters, 11-0 to score. Foresters up over the Oaks as Sam Shaken will step in. Nathan Wilds back on the mound here for the Foresters as Shaken takes the first pitch he sees into left center field, but gliding over is Fisk to make the catch for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 away here. Oaks have been retired almost every single inning in order. They only have 3 hits that have come intermediately throughout the game. 1 hit in the first, 1 hit in the 6th, and 1 hit in the 2nd. Check that the 3rd have accounted for all 3 of their hits, down 11-0 as DJ Miller steps in, 0 for 3 on the day. Slaps the first pitch he sees foul towards third base coach Brian Wilson for strike number 1. Want to extend a big congratulations once again to Oaks head coach David Solis for being named the CCL Southern All-Star head coach. 0-1 pitch, swung and a miss for strike number 2. The first honor that he has been given in his 11 years, but something that's been overdue and well-deserved. 0-2 pitch to Miller's a curveball slap to short. Spencer Steele will glove it and toss it over for out number 2. Head coach Solis, like I said, is the head coach now for the CCL All-Stars. The All-Star game will take place at MLB Urban Youth Academy on July the 12th at 7 o'clock. That can be watched on Fox Sports. Jason Oliver steps in now. Looks also have 5 All-Stars in the All-Star game. Juan Gonzalez, Evan McMillan, Robbie Medell, DJ Miller, and Max Weinstein. First pitch to Oliver at the knees for strike number 1. Big congratulations to all 5 of the Oaks All-Stars, including head coach David Solis for their selection. Foresters have 6. 0-1 pitch runs outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Oliver, 0 for 3 on the day with a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout.
All of which are very much deserving of those All-Star nods.
1-1 pitch, swung and missed for strike number 2. Wilds dealing now. Evan Lee started the game here for the Foresters. Went 6 innings strong, only gave 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts as the 1-2 pitch is cut foul. And Riley Jones waiting on deck for the Oaks was able to corral that. He comes in place of Max Weinstein. If we get that far. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, swing and a miss for strike 3. So Jones will have to wait until the bottom of the 9th to come in. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base in a quick 3-minute inning here for the Oaks. We're through 8 full from Sparky Anderson Field. 11-0 our score. Foresters lead.
Once again, we'd like to congratulate the 5 Caneo Oaks that were voted to the All
Zach Humphreys leads things off here for the Foresters in the top of the 9th inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball and KDTV. New pitcher on the mound for the Oaks is Travis Craven from Whitman College as he deals the first pitch to Humphreys inside for ball 1. Craven last pitch in that 16-3 loss to the Puff Caps back on Saturday. In 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts as he deals the 1-0 pitch at the knees for strike number 1. Humphreys on the day, 3 for 4. 3 singles, 2 RBIs, and a ground out accumulate his day. A phenomenal day for the TCU catcher. 1-1 pitch from Craven. A curveball inside for ball number 2. Craven plays at Whitman College in Walla Walla, Washington, along with fellow pitcher Eric Ma, named freshman of the year there. 2-1 pitch from the Whitman College product is ripped into center field where Miller will glide over to his left and make the catch for out number 1. The Oaks were able to retire the Foresters in order for only the 3rd time in the game back in the 8th inning. The 4th inning and the 1st inning were the only 2 times that the Oaks were able to do that other than the 8th inning. And other than that, the Foresters have scored in every single one of the innings they were not retired in order. So maybe a motif here. Foresters struck for 2 runs in the 2nd and the 3rd inning, 3 runs in the 5th, and 4 runs in the 7th. Plantier steps in now. 0 for all on the day. He was hit by a pitch his first time up and scored thereafter. First pitch taken at the knees for strike number 1. Craven takes the sign behind the plate from Willems and fires the 0-1 pitch on the outside corner, but called ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Craven is the 7th pitcher that the Oaks have thrown out today. Kenny Johnson started. Jake Sylvester followed him. Alonzo Garcia after that as the 1-1 pitch is popped foul back out of play. 1-2 the count. After Garcia, Joe Torres, David Appleby, Ty Harper now Travis Craven looking to finish things off. Try to stop the damage from being done further as the Foresters up 11-0 here. 1-2 pitch from Craven is a curveball at the belt, but called a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. 72 miles an hour on the gun. On deck, Spencer Steer in the hole. Jody Fisk, if we get that far. 2-2 pitch dealt from Craven is low for ball 3, and that brings the count full now.
Craven doesn't throw for power, but throws for accuracy and nearly got Plantier swinging on that one.
Payoff pitch popped out of play once again. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 11 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. Field still the same for the Oaks. Riley Jones at second in place of Max Weinstein for his 2nd inning of work. Payoff pitch once again from Craven. His slapped foul out of play again.
And this time, actually, a lot of the SoCal Sharks have been prepping with their gloves back against the wall, and one of them came up with a catch, it seems like.
Get him out there on the field. Give the little leaguer an opportunity here. Get early drafted. Payoff pitch for a 3rd time from Craven is slapped into left field. Running it on his McFarland. He'll make the... No, the ball's going to drop before he could get to it. It looked like he was going to be able to make the catch, but put on the brakes at the last minute as it seemed like he had a miscommunication with shortstop Sam Shaken, who was also running out there. And that'll be a base hit for Plantier, his first on the day. First of the inning for the Foresters, 14th on the game. Now the University of Oregon Duck, Spencer Steer will step in. Gets his first at-bat on the day, coming for Jimmy Galuski. 0 for 3 on the day for him with a sacrifice RBI, a strikeout, a ground out, and he reached on error back in the 7th inning. Steer's first pitch is taken at the knees for strike number 1.
Yeah, McFarland tried to get out and make a play at the last second, realized the ball was dropping into shallow left and just couldn't come up with the catch.
0-1 pitch from Steer is hit deep to center field. Miller will make the catch for out number 2, though. Fly out to center, a single and a fly out to center. Brings us back to the top of the order for Jody Fisk. 3 RBI triple on the first pitch he saw back in the 7th inning has accounted for his 1-for-1 day. Coming in place of Austin Todd.
23, Jody Fisk.
Fisk is about to dig in here. Top of the ninth, 11 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. Craven deals the first pitch low for ball 1.
That pitch just missed. The inside corner right below the knees. Just drifted outside.
Craven checks that runner at first. Kicks and fires the 1-0 pitch. That just runs upstairs for ball number 2. Southpaw on the mound. Toes the rubber, takes the sign from Willems. Checks Plantier back at first base. And fires the 2-0 pitch. Taken at the knees for strike number 1. A 77-mile-an-hour curveball. Catching the bottom of the zone. 2-1 the count. Hank Lafort on deck if we get that far. And the whole Brody Weiss. 2-1 in is a chopper into right field. That's going to get down for a single. So with 2 away and now runners on first and second, Hank Lafort will step in on the day for the Cal State Fullerton Titan. 3 for 4.
Hank Lafort.
He was walked. He has 3 singles, caught stealing as well, and also a line out in his 5 trips. Opportunity, though, to extend on what's been a phenomenal day for him in his second year with the Foresters. He's third on the team in batting average last year, batted .247 for the Titans this past season in 51 games. Craven deals the first pitch, popped up into shallow left center field. Running back on it is shaken, but Jordan McFarland will call him off for out number 3. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We're through 8.5 here from Sparky Anderson Field. Bottom of the 9th we go. Foresters lead it 11-0.
Now batting.
Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field for the bottom of the 9th inning. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Riley Jones will get his first trip to the plate in place of Max Weinstein from Sonoma State, brother of Oaks hitting coach Kyle Jones. This is the first pitch from the new pitcher. Colton Follett runs in the dirt for ball 1, or actually Colton Follett, I should say. Follett from Colorado State Pueblo, the Division II school, not the Fort Wayne school, or Fort Collins school, excuse me. Getting his first start or appearance against the Oaks this season. 1-0 pitch to Jones, a two-way player, runs low for ball 2. Jones pitches and plays second base. Like I said, brother of Oaks hitting coach Kyle Jones, who leads Sonoma State in all-time batting. 2-0 pitch, runs in the outside corner for strike number 1. For Follett at Cal State Pueblo this past year from Simi Valley, California, he deals the 2-1 pitch to Jones, low for ball 3. Had 18 appearances, started 2 games 33 innings pitched, sported an 0-3 record, 6.55 ERA, 30 strikeouts and 24 walks as he deals the 3-1 pitch popped, or actually cracked foul back against the screen, bringing the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Before that, he actually started his career at Central Michigan, where he redshirted, transferred to Ventura College. In 2016, he appeared in 11 games for the Pirates, made 10 starts, had 15 2/3 innings under his belt, 3.91 ERA, struck out 40 batters, and had an average of 7.1 strikeouts per 9 innings as the 3-2 pitch is waved at a miss for strike 3. Down goes Follett for strikeout number 1 of the day, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. By the way, for Nathan Wilds, his day is done. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, just 1 walk, 1 strikeout. As Brandon Lewis will step in 0 for 2 on the day with a walk, a flyout, and a strikeout under his belt. Follett is transferring from Colorado State Pueblo, redshirt senior, looking to be a super senior. Unsure where he's going to go, though. He can't transfer to a D1 and not get sanctioned because he's coming from a D2 school. First pitch is a curveball low for ball 1. On deck, Grant Mayu in the hole, Chase Cockrell if we get that far. 11 runs, 15 hits, 1 error for the Foresters. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. 1-0 pitch comes in the dirt for ball number 2.
Fortunately for the Oaks on that one, they didn't have anyone on base. So perhaps advance a runner. They're just going to have to settle for the 2-0 count.
Foresters looking to snap that 2-game losing streak. Looks like they will, up 11 here with 1 away. 2-0 pitch is skied to right center field. Plantier out of right will make way for Fisk. Will make the catch for out number 2. 2 away now, 1 out left in this game. And Grant Mayu will step in on the day 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs, 1 into a double play and a pop out. For the Foresters, looking ahead at their schedule, they're headed to Ventura College tomorrow to take on the Ventura Halos. Then they'll be at home to play Oro Seco Saints on Friday. Back on Ventura for a doubleheader on July 8th. First pitch to Mayu is swung and a missed for strike number 1.
Great speed on that fastball from Cole. It just got his great velocity and control, and his pitch is such a smooth and fluid delivery.
Follett takes the rubber, kicks and fires the 0-1 pitch into Mayu, way outside, get past the glove of Humphreys. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Lokes have 3 hits on the day. 2 by Max Weinstein, 1 by Zane Willems. They've only had 3 other base runners on 3 walks. Lewis, McFarland, and Shaken, the other 3 batters to get on base due to walks. 1-1 pitch to Mayu is upstairs for ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to the San Diego State Aztec. Two-one pitch from Follett. Ripped towards third, a 1 hopper, or Weiss will get it and toss it over up high and out of the glove of Plantier. So what could have been the final out of the game is an error instead, as Weiss took way too much time to get it over to first, and Mayu will be on with 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The second error on the day for the Foresters. And Chase Cockrell will step in now to give the Oaks a little bit more time before this game ends. The last breath down 11-0 with a runner on first.
Better late than never. Oaks looking for a miraculous 2-out miracle here in the bottom of the 9th.
Cockrell 0 for 3 on the day. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1, 2 strikeouts and a line out in his 3 at-bats. 1-0 count, 2 away, 1 on here. 11-0 our score. Follett checks Mayu at first and fires the 1-0 pitch. Swung a miss for strike number 1. Mayu leads the Oaks in stolen bases with 6 on the season. But I doubt they'll send him here, even though they won't throw. It'll be a catcher's indecision nonetheless. 1-1 pitch in from Follett. Runs up and away for ball number 2. Oaks made a close comeback back on Sunday against the Halos. They were down 8-3 in that final inning in the top of the 9th. Ended up losing 8-7 after putting 5 runs up on the board. 2-1 pitch. Fouled back against the screen, and that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 1 on here. Bottom of the 9th. Foresters up 11-0. 1 more strike and we're out of the game. But the Ole Miss Rebel, Chase Cockrell, will look to fight another one off or get a ball in play and extend the inning. As Follett kicks and fires the 2-2 pitch. Chopped over to third, but foul, and we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Riley Jones led off the inning for the Oaks, striking out. Brandon Lewis flew out to center. Grant Mayu hit one to third base, but Weiss threw it too high over Pavlich's head for an error. Mayu's at first now. 2-2 pitch to Cockrell. Foul back against the screen, and we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If we get that far, Jordan McFarland is on deck. In the hole, Zane Willems. Two-two pitch from Follett, runs low and inside for ball number 3, and now a full count situation here for Cockrell. Cockrell extending this game. 2 hours and 41 minutes in. Follett fires the payoff pitch, runner goes, and it runs inside for ball 4. So after getting 2 quick outs, Follett is extending this game for the Oaks. Runners on first and second after sufficing that walk. And Jordan McFarland will step in on the day. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a groundout, and a walk back in the 7th inning. Runners on first and second. 2 away, 11-0 our score. 15 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters. 3 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. And Follett had a quick meeting with his catcher Humphreys before stepping back. McFarland will dig into the batter's box. Follett deals the first pitch to McFarland. Cracked up the middle into center field. Rounding third and coming home is Mayu. And the Oaks at least avoid a shutout, down 11-1 here in the bottom of the 9th inning on the RBI single by Jordan McFarland.
I was about to say, you know, in the back of the minds of the Oaks, their mindset is simple. Let's try and tack home at least one more run to make this game a little more competitive and have the score not be a shutout. And they spoke that into fruition right there. Beautiful RBI single up the middle for McFarland.
A moral victory for the Oaks. Now, not that they didn't get shut out with 2 away, able to get a run in, and Zane Willems steps in. Takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. 1 for 3 for Willems on the day. 2 fly-outs to right and a single. He reached second on an error back in the 3rd inning, but was stranded on second. 2 on, 2 away, 11-1 our score. Willems looking to continue this intriguing 2-out inning for the Oaks, where they've gone 3 on and 1 in. 1-0 pitch to Hopper over to steer at short, and he's going to bobble it and not make the throw. So another error at short. The fans here at Sparky Anderson Field are elated, and that'll load up the bases for Sam Shaken.
This may not ultimately lead to enough, but just for a brief moment, at least you're giving the Oaks fans something to cheer about here. They put on one plate that came around, and now trying to add to it.
Here the kids in the crowd chanting grand slam for the Valparaiso Crusaders. Sam Shaken stepping in, bases loaded, 2 away. The first pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. Shaken without a home run on the season. That could change, though unlikely. Willems at first, McFarland at second, Cockrell at third. Mayu home in the inning. 2 errors for the Foresters, and if you're Pintard, you're not happy. This game should be over. 0-1 pitch runs outside for ball 1. By the way, that run that crossed the plate is unearned. Actually, all of these runs would be unearned by Follett because technically the game should be over. With 2 outs, an error was made, and now every run after that error counts as an unearned run. 1-1 pitch into Shaken is waved foul towards right field, and now he's down on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but he is a very good batter and not someone I would expect to strike out. He was 0 for 1 yesterday. Came in to pinch hit in place of Cody Santana. He grounded out to third in his 1 at bat. Kent still chanting for a grand slam here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Follett deals, and it's in the dirt. Shaken thought about going, and they're saying he went around for strike 3, and that'll end the game. The Foresters get the win, 11-1. The final line, Foresters get 11 runs on 15 hits, 2 errors. They leave 9 on base. The Oaks get 1 run on 5 hits. Check that, 3 errors for the Foresters, 1 error for the Oaks, and they leave a total of 7 on base. Jonah, the Oaks put a little bit of spark there in the bottom of the 9th inning, but ultimately it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and at that point it kind of came down to simply moral victories. But nonetheless, unfortunately for the Oaks, they just didn't bring it today. I think they were too elated after that win on the 4th yesterday in Pershing Park and came out flat. And the Foresters, being the type of team that they are and the professionals that they are, understood, hey, we have to respect this Oaks team because we've lost 3 in a row, and they came out and handed it to them. And now, even though the Oaks still lead the season series 3-1, you can expect a much better performance the next time these two teams meet. Because let me tell you something, if the Oaks come out flat once again at Pershing Park with their fans being riled up like ours, or like the Oaks were down the stretch, it might turn to an even worse type of situation.
These two teams will meet 2 more times on the season. The Oaks will be back at Pershing Park on July 21st, and then they'll wrap up the season series right here at Cal Lutheran on the 25th of the month. Well, that's going to do it for us all here at Sparky Anderson Field. Join us tomorrow when the Oaks take on the SoCal Catch at 4:30 at Biola University. We'll have that one right here for you on YouTube and simulcasted on KDTV. For everybody who made this broadcast possible, head coach David Solis, Phil Pintard, and the Foresters crew. Shout out to our buddy John Martoni, the broadcaster for the Foresters downstairs. Our statistician Keith Schneider, our team ops and PA announcer Chris Ruffinelli, my broadcasting partner Jonah Malkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, signing off, wishing you a wonderful rest of your Wednesday afternoon. And we'll see you tomorrow at Biola, 4:30 start. Once again, the Foresters win it 11-1. Evan Lee with the win, Kenny Johnson with the loss. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. We'll see you tomorrow.